Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Yinzer Brothers podcast. I am TJ, and I'm here with my brother Tim. And once again, we are the Yinzer Bros. Today is the Steelers-Ravens post-game show. The Steelers defeated the nasty Ravens in an ugly game, 19-14, way closer than it needed to be. Tim is donning, for those of you that are listening and not watching, he is donning yet again the Franco's Italian Army helmet from the 70s, the hard hat from the 70s, because that's what we do when we win a game. And he just, it's out here again. The game was a win, but it was an ugly win. It was a poor game for the Steelers. It was ugly on both sides. Tim, what are some of your initial thoughts about the game today?
What are my initial thoughts? You see the initial thoughts in the background.
Do you attribute that to anything in particular? Us sucking.
That's what I thought about our game. We sucked. We stunk. I don't understand. This was like a JV game, and TJ, the Ravens, besides that one pass, they had like 30 yards throwing the ball.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand how this team – I don't understand how 34 is on the field. The dude he sucks. He's the epitome of us sucking. I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can think about is, like, I know they didn't practice much, similar to the Ravens. The receivers were dropping huge drops. I mean, they had some catastrophic drops. You can't have it. You just can't have it. That they should have beat the Ravens by a bazillion points.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Yeah. I think if they catch the ball, I think you're right. I think they beat them by 2 or 3 touchdowns. It was crazy. So let's talk about the offense real quick. What are your thoughts about the offense? What do you think they did well? Ben threw for like 50. He threw 50 times.
Why? Why are you throwing the ball 50 times?
I have no
I don't
idea.
understand it. That's the one thing that didn't make any sense to me. The one strength that actually wasn't decimated on Baltimore was their secondary.
Mm-hmm.
So they chuck it 50 times. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the logic. When you're in the red zone, dude, you can't just throw the ball all the time when you're in the red zone. That's what they did. At least attempt to run the ball.
Yeah.
When they did it later in the game, I mean, the biggest play of the game was at 3rd down and 3 where Benny Snell made a play.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to run the ball. That team, what I thought was going to happen is I thought that team they were speeding them up, which I was like, I think I've said that. I was like, when we were going through our pre-games, I don't know, 8 shows ago, I don't know. I want to see Ben go that hurry up, spread them out, tire that defense out. By the second half, they should have been running right down their throat, and they didn't. It didn't make any apparent sense to me. That defense should have been gassed.
Yeah, the game plan was weird. I didn't understand the game plan either. It didn't make much sense to me because, I mean, we should have been able to establish the run. I mean, but maybe here's the reality. Maybe we can't run. Maybe we're just not that good.
I'm not buying that, dude. Even you watch them on I think early in the game when they actually attempted to run on the goal line. If they did, I don't know if they did or not, but like they put Watt in, and he's not. They don't run behind him. So what's the point of having a fullback in there if you're not going to run behind him?
Yeah, no, I
don't
agree.
get it. I don't get their logic. I don't get it at all. I just don't. I mean, to me, it's like run the ball a little bit. You're going to get Ben killed. They had no business completing that 3rd down to win that game. It's none. I mean, none. It was like, if you're watching it, it's like slow motion. I don't know what the Baltimore dudes were doing. They were just staring at the ball like I was on TV going, wow, that looks like a pretty ball. All they do is stick their hands up, and 3 of them could have intercepted it.
I know. Sometimes you got to be lucky, man. Sometimes you got to be lucky.
It's not be lucky. You just don't. It reminded me, the Lucas movie when he catches the ball at the end. I think he dies or something like that. When he just, it was like slow motion. I'm going, why isn't anybody touching the ball? And there's like 100 Ravens around there. I was like, something just didn't make any sense to me. I don't get their game plans, man. TJ, that stuff ain't gonna fly come playoff time.
Yeah.
You can't
Well,
throw the ball 9,000 times.
I agree, and I know that the Ravens were depleted, but I think they had a decent defensive scheme against us. Like you said too, their secondary wasn't depleted. Their inside linebackers weren't depleted. It was basically just their front guys, their front guys and their outside guys.
Yeah, and if
So
you
you saw
can't
the
run on,
teeth of it.
if you but if you can't run on those front guys, what makes you think you're going to run on a team that's not decimated?
Yeah. Well, they still had their inside linebackers, so I mean that's
They had
not
one. They had their
slouch.
one. Their outside guys didn't have.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think they have a good scheme against us. And again, we were missing Pouncey, and we're a little banged up too. So I mean, we're missing our three guys that we're missing. They're all Pro Bowlers. So I mean, it's not the greatest, but it is what it is. Is there anything you liked about the offense at all?
No, I thought the offense was putrid today. I really do. I mean, Ebron, I was like, well, this dude's gonna have a big game. And then he just, I mean, I'm not gonna say each one of those receivers besides James Washington had a just unforgivable drop. And it seems like, and I hate to say it, I know Claypool's had some big stuff. Even Dante, they drop a lot of catchable balls, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they were dropping a lot today.
But it's beginning to be a broken record thing. It's not like Claypool drops it seems like he drops one or two balls. You're kind of going, dude, how are you dropping that ball?
Mm-hmm.
Like that deep ball? I mean, hit him right in his hands. The touchdown, it bounced off his chest. Deontay Johnson, the one on touchdown, I kind of get. It was kind of a quick thing. He's kind of looking at the end zone. So I mean, but he did drop a lot of balls too.
He did.
Ebron, I'll always be convinced he's going to have earth-shattering, soul-crushing drops all the time. He'll have great catches, but he will have some soul-crushing drops. I just didn't understand some of the logic. I didn't understand them not – if you're going to do that, throw the ball to McFarland a little bit more.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea. I think they got to get Washington on the field a little bit more too. I think that would be good.
But and the other thing I don't understand is too is like, Ray McLeod's been great. That team's depleted after that first series. You saw what that offense came out with. I would tell my punt returners, don't go near the ball.
Yeah.
Don't go near the ball the rest of the game because they can't do diddly poo against us.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, realistically, if Terrell Edmonds makes 2 tackles, Baltimore probably doesn't score that game.
No,
the RG3, the big run on RG3, he missed just a blatant tackle. And I don't know what he was doing on that reception to Hollywood Brown. I mean,
I don't either.
You're up by that. Just keep the dude in front of you.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
At that point in the game, they don't even have 30 yards passing.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And you've got some dude, you McSorley in there. I'm going, what are you doing? He stinks. I hate that dude. He stinks.
He does. So who do you think, who's your offensive player of the game?
Offensive player of the game. If I had to pick one, I think they're all crap. I mean, Benny Snell to me made the biggest play of the game. That third down was the biggest play of the game. He made what's the word without me cussing? Chicken salad out of chicken crab.
Yeah.
I mean, that was to me, that was the biggest play of the game. If they don't make that play, I don't think they win that game.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, he even that stiff arm was pretty spectacular. That was something from Sparta. I gotta say, I think Benny Snell, I think he showed us a lot. I think he did good. He didn't make a ton of plays, but man, I gotta go back to for whatchamacallit, that Washington's catch 13. He that was a combat catch. He went up and got that. Now again, Ben put it in the only place that he could for him to get that ball. Ben wasn't sharp tonight either. Ben was throwing behind guys.
TJ, that was a bad throw. I mean, if the Ravens are playing defense like they're supposed to play defense, that should have been picked off. That was a bad throw. That throw Ben had, and then that throw on the interception in the first drive. What are you doing? I'd rather see if there's nobody there. Well, you missed Derek Watt was
wide open. It was.
And I didn't understand that because Ben wants to get rid of the ball so quick. I mean, he was right in front of his face. If you're going to do, I would rather, and I know we got the pick after that, so it's kind of a mood point. I would rather see him chuck the ball at the end zone and then Ravens at the ball at the 1 yard line. They're not doing diddly poo from the one. Yeah, I mean, so
I still don't understand too. Why don't you just kick the field goal there? Points are points. If they're not going to put up a lot of points,
TJ, it's early in the game, and when your defense came out with that first initial stop, you were like, oh, okay, this. I think, to me, you set the tone right there. But I would have because it was like, were they on their one? They were on the one, right?
Yeah, I would have kicked it just to, points put pressure
TJ,
on the team.
To me, they're on the 1 yard line. If you want to set the tone right there, you take the ball, put your fullback in, put your big guys in, and you run it down. If you don't make it, you get your defense. They get stuck on the 1 yard line. You try to run it down the throat, and you set a tone right then and there, saying, "This is what type of day it's going to be for you guys. We're going to smash it down your throat, and there's nothing you can do about it." That's what I would have done, and I probably would have. And they probably would have not have gotten it. Baltimore probably would have scored a 99-yard touchdown after that.
But we don't have that team this year. We don't
have that team.
I understand that.
That's TJ. That's a mentality. To run the ball is a mentality.
But who do we line up against and just punch him in the mouth? We can't do that this year. At least not right now. We can't.
With that line, you should. You should be able to put a fullback in, run right behind DeCastro. Right, TJ, DeCastro and Filer, that side of the line. Filer's a ginormous man.
He is.
He's huge. I've said it time and time in the past. You can't get into a rhythm running if you're not running the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to get in that rhythm. They're not doing it. They're not doing enough attempts, but you got to do it smart. You can't just say, first down, I'm going to run it. Every first down, I'm going to run. You just can't do that. You got to mix it up. And that's when, like the last game, it was like every first down they run it. So they got predictable. I'm just going to run it. You got to mix it up, but you can't go away from it. You can't keep throwing the ball 50 times, 60 times a game. You can't do it. I don't even care. If they were playing a mediocre team that threw the ball 60 times, they would have got hammered.
Yeah, no, I think they got to get better at running. I think they tried, and I think, I think what was his average? Not quite 4, but close to 4 carry. I mean, I think he was better. Again, you didn't have Connor in there. You didn't have Pouncey. Those are big deals with your running attack. So I don't know. I think it's something they definitely have to work on. And again, even though the Ravens were depleted, they're still the Ravens. You knew they were going to be up for the game. But I think we should have done better. Let's plop over to the defense real quick and talk about the defense. What were your thoughts about the Steelers defense?
I mean, I think their defense played well. I mean, look at their stats. It was, did the Ravens have 100? I mean, did they get 100 rushing?
Rushing? Let me see.
They had to be close. I mean,
they had 129.
Yeah, I mean, you take away RG3's what that one run he had was like 50 yards.
Yeah, you take that out. I mean, they kept him at bay pretty well.
They kept him at bay. They couldn't throw the ball. I thought they did what they were supposed to do. I mean, dude, the Ravens, realistically, you get that turnover on the punt. Do they score? I mean, the Adam McSorley thing, you're pretty much getting, maybe 7 points, if that.
Mm-hmm.
That one. I mean, it's tough to, they're backed up with that punt. You can do with your defense. It's more of a, but it is what it is. I thought they played well. They stopped the run. At the times you just kind of go, you're expecting them to be almost like the 70s Steelers, where nobody does anything. They don't get past the 50-yard line. You know what I mean? And you're kind of like, you see them like break a run. You're going, how's that happen? These bums doing this, and they're getting a run here and there or something like that. But I think they played well. I mean, losing Bud sucks tremendously bad.
We'll see how big of a hole that'll open up. I mean, I do like Highsmith. I think he's a good fill-in. And Dene, is he the guy? He reminds me of Harrison, not just because he's the
smaller Harrison.
Yeah, he's got the stockiness of him. I don't know, but we'll talk about that too. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Good.
So who did you like? Who was your defensive player of the game?
I mean, I want to say you're like some type of like magical wizard. I mean, it's Hayden had the pick 6.
He did.
I couldn't believe it. When he did that, I go, dude, TJ is. I don't know how he does this. So that's my guy. I mean, I think he had a good game. I know Spillane had a pretty good game. I saw Vince Williams a lot of times too, hitting people, but you got to do with the guy that made points off a turnover.
He had the big splash play. He looked good, and I thought Obviously, TJ Watt, boy, he's so disruptive. Holy
Mhm.
crap. He looked good too. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Hayden, like you said. Mika was back there flying around too. Boy, I don't know. Edmonds, he really,
He's terrible,
he
dude.
looked awful today. Oh, did he look bad?
He's terrible. I mean, this isn't anything new. He had a couple picks last game. Like I said before, those picks were like the kid getting in when you're down by 400 and he makes a bucket and the crowd goes wild. He's not. I don't know. I don't understand how Sean Davis isn't better than him. I don't. I don't get what the Steelers see in that dude.
Maybe they just have so much invested in him. I don't know.
But here's my thing. I could see if he was like solid, calming, like almost like a Ryan Clark.
Mhm.
It's not going to make a. Anytime there's a big mistake, some big, he is right.
34 is right there. You see 34. Do you see that number?
That's what drives me crazy. I'm kind of going, this dude makes crappy plays all the time. And he's still playing. I don't get it. I don't.
Yeah.
Sean Davis can't be worse than him.
Now, I wonder what's going on with him because he can't seem to find the field.
I would even put Cam Sutton. Cam Sutton, he seems like he has that flexibility to play safety. Why don't you put him there?
You're right. No, I think he's solid. I like him.
I could see. I could see if Edmonds comes in. They're saying he's an 8-man box. He can't tackle.
No.
If he is disruptive making tackling, I'd be like, whatever, it's cool. If you couldn't cover anybody, but you can't, I'd be like, it's great. He can't tackle either.
No. When RG3 shakes you, I mean, come on, dude. He was like you and me out there, Tim. He pulled a hammy. As soon as he pulled up, I'm like, he pulled a hammy just like I did in the Turkey Bowl like 6 years ago.
Did you hear what he said after the game?
Yeah. Oh, if I didn't pull my hammy, we would have beat them. He is full of baloney. He's full of poop.
RG3 stinks, dude. They probably should have pulled him early in the game. I actually like McSorley a little bit better than him anyways.
They should have left him at where did they find him? Wasn't he like down in Florida?
He was chucking like footballs to palm trees somewhere in Florida.
They should have left him down there. He's not. There's no fear there. And let's talk about the special teams. Boy, they weren't very good today either, were they?
TJ?
I know what you're going to say.
If this man brings in a kicker one more time in the off week, I'm going to freak out. Boz is a mental midget. You bring a kicker in. It's what it is.
It's true.
I don't understand. Why are you bringing a kicker in? Like, I understand if you want to keep somebody in the COVID list, in case something like that happens. Don't tell Boz about it. I would wait till like Saturday and be like, we brought this guy. He's on the list. Don't bring him to practice. Don't bring him around the facility. Don't do anything. Just have him there just in case Boz tests positive on Saturday for COVID.
That's right.
Hey, Ray, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Here is a mind-boggling thing to me. Marquise Pouncey tests for COVID. Correct? That's positive. So I didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me Ben Roethlisberger wasn't in close contact with that dude. He had his hands probably up his rear end every practice. How is Ben not getting secluded? If it turns out that Ben has to get secluded for like 10 days, like right after this, I'm going to go, banana land. Makes sense. Because last time, like Ben was sitting next to old McDonald, and he had to, for 10 days. He actually has his hands up Pouncey's rear end, and he's able to play. They're like, yeah, go ahead, dude. It's cool.
Well, I don't know how much Ben actually practiced because he's off. He's off almost every except to the walkthroughs. I don't think he does much.
But how are the rest of the linemen?
I don't know. Well, I do know this, and if I get the protocols down right now. So when you test positive, you could get a false positive. So he'll test again tomorrow, and if it's a negative, then they'll deem that as a false positive. Well, then he's got it. Then he's got to go through the protocol.
And I get that, but what about everybody else in the close contact? The whole line.
Maybe he wasn't. Maybe they were just in line meetings. Maybe he didn't do any snaps or anything. I don't know.
Get your center. That's what you do. You snap the ball. Get the hell out of Dodge. If you're doing walkthroughs, you're sitting next. You're walking next to the cashier. You're walking next to who's the other guard? Filer.
Yeah, I don't know. We're just counting our lucky stars. I mean, you think if one lineman goes down, you'd have to think they'd all go down, right?
And you know what, too? Mr. Notre Dame, you're smarter than this. You went to Notre Dame. You're smarter than this.
Yeah, he stirred the
If
pot.
this was somebody that went to, if this was somebody who went to LSU or Alabama or Ohio State, I'd be like, all right, cool. Or Miami, I'd be like, all right, I get it. You went to Notre Dame. You're sending out things an hour before the game on your gram saying, hey, pad the stats today, boys, against the JV team, holding the guinea pig. See you next week so I can catch up. Don't do that right before a game. I don't care who you're playing. I don't care who you're playing. Right. You don't think
no class.
Think Doofus Harbaugh had his binky and go, put it on the board real
quick. he whined the whole game too, man. All he does is whine. You can have him. I don't want him.
He had some beef on some calls, dude. That thing before the half, where I believe it was Edmonds. It was. I think it was Edmonds was just laying on the dude. It should have been a delay of game.
I think that was Vince Williams, wasn't it?
No, it was Edmonds. If you go look back, it was Edmonds. Yeah. He had beef there, and I don't know what happened on the 3rd down and 1 at the end of the game with Snell, because everything that I saw from my eyes when they brought out the little measuring chains, what I was always told is if there's a millimeter of space between that and the down, it's not a first down. I don't know. Maybe my eyes are getting bad. I had my glass. I couldn't have been. I was 3 inches away from a 70-inch TV, and I saw air, and they gave him the first down. It was a bad spot to begin with.
Yeah, I think it's just a bad angle. I think all he's got to do is beat or meet the length of the chain, not the stick. That's all that it is. The stick is not the. It's the chain that connects to the stick. That's what it is.
It looked like there was some error there. Like look like I could put a credit card between that nose and football.
Well, I trust our mighty refs. So what do you think of special teams? What do you think of Ray?
I mean, you can't drop the ball. Just don't drop it. Don't drop it.
And that messed with him the whole game. He was a different.
Just don't drop the ball. Don't drop. But I partially said he's been good.
And we did lose our special teams coach, didn't we? No, wasn't he on the COVID list?
No, he was there. He got out. He was able to coach for the game. I mean, whoopee d.
What do you think of Reed?
Reed?
Oh, not Reed. Barry.
I don't know. I hate Barry. I mean, Barry is what he is. I don't.
You don't like the Aussie, huh? You don't like the Aussie.
I know. I think every time I see him punt, I think the initial punt sucks. I look at it, I go, this punt sucks, and he goes like 50 yards. I'm going, oh, okay. And just the way he looks when he looks at it is like the way it comes off its foot. It just on TV it looks terrible. Like when I watch the Ravens punter, it looks smooth and everything looks nice. His it just looks like, I mean, it looks like a Lego kicking a football. I'm kind of going.
You would wish to. You'd hope he would be a lot cooler being an Aussie and a rugby guy.
I don't think he knows what's going on. I think he's just like, hey, man. I can't even do an Aussie. I don't know how the accent works.
I think you're doing a Jamaican accent. I don't think that's the right one.
It's close enough.
But he's an Aussie. So, I mean, why isn't he going down like lighting people up? He's used to playing rugby without pads.
Hey, mate. TJ, there's different rugby players. I've seen rugby players that aren't like the guys are going to go rough somebody up. So there's some rugby players who are
like soccer players.
Exactly, mate. Hey, mate. I don't even know if that's an Aussie. I don't know.
I think we need work in all phases, and I gotta give it to my coach too. He said right now he says we sucked.
I hear you. I was gonna play it, but I'm afraid it's gonna.
he said we sucked, and he says
sucking. Can you attribute that to anything in particular?
Sucking. I mean,
he said it started with the coaches too. He said because we were terrible tonight.
Yeah. I mean, the offense. I don't know. I mean, I say the offensive game plan sucked, but then I go, dude, if they catch like a third of those balls that they're supposed to catch, is that game?
They dropped a lot of balls.
I mean, there's basically 2 touchdowns they dropped.
They did. They dropped a ton of balls.
They settled for 3, and I was holding my breath every time we had to kick a field goal. I think the one field goal was like 20 yards. I was like, here we go.
Boswell. Well, I think we need some work at all three phases, but we did get the win. We did get some stuff into the Yinzer mailbag. Let's open up the Yinzer mailbag. What is the Yinzer mailbag?
I was ready to shoot whoever. I know you're coming. I was ready to murder him during this game.
We have a couple.
I was going to drive to his house and throw poop at his garage door.
We have a few additions to the Yinzer mailbag. Again, if you get any questions you'd like to send to the Yinzer mailbag, send it to yinzerbros@gmail.com, and we will get to your question on the show. First of 11-0, uncharted territory for the Steelers. How does it feel to be 11-0?
Today felt like a loss, so I don't know. I don't know what to feel anymore. This is like the worst. I don't want to be undefeated anymore. I don't. It's nerve-wracking.
Well, think of it this way. I mean, great teams, we're upset with a loss.
TJ,
and or with a win. I think great teams can be upset with a win.
TJ, I feel like I'm watching a playoff game every game.
You kind of are.
I talk so much crap on this podcast. All I keep thinking about is they're going to lose, and this is all going to come back to roost in my face at some point.
Well,
and I don't need that.
I think you're right. I just think it's a cool ride. It's something that we've never been there before, so I think it's something we'll always.
But you can't tell
get to
me
hold on to.
It's not like more nerve-wracking to watch games.
It is.
Than it is when we would have 3 losses or something like that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and then you got Kansas City breathing on your heels. It does feel nice to sink Baltimore. I mean Baltimore, they're about done.
TJ, man, I don't think that team's done, and I think that team's going to come back, and it's going to be. Put it this way, TJ, I think they're going to get in, and they're going to get in as one of the last seeds. And I'm praying we get a 1 seed, and I'm hoping somebody does our dirty business to get rid of them. I'm hoping at some point, the game, you'll see Kansas City and Baltimore to meet us. And one of those teams does their dirty work, because I don't want to have to go through both of them.
I think the only way they get in is they got to run the table.
TJ, they're going to run the table.
Yeah.
They're going to run. TJ, they're going to run the table. The toughest game they got left is Cleveland, and they are going to beat the loving tar out of the Browns.
Well, you got to remember this too. They're not back to full strength yet. Now I know they will get Lamar back on Tuesday.
Jeez, they're getting all their guys back. Tuesday.
Hopefully, if they don't start testing positive again, you never know what can happen.
Well, if they ban the Proud Boy from the freaking locker room over there, but I'm just telling you, they're going. They have some powder case coming up that's going to get them healthy real quick. And because I don't think they play. I don't think they play the Browns for like another 2 or 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have 2 pretty easy games before that. Dallas, beat the crap. Dallas sucks, man.
Yeah, they're bad.
And I think they have somebody else. The big game's that Brown game, and I have a feeling the Browns are going to go in there thinking they're the Browns, and they are going to beat the Browns by 1,000 points.
So these are the ones they got left. They've got the Cowboys, the Browns,
they got the
Jags, the Giants, and the Bengals.
See, that gets me nervous because that's a very soft schedule. They get on a run and they start believing that they can win, and they somehow play. They sneak in. They'll get in as the 8th. They'll the 7 or the 6. I still think they're in the 6. I still think the Browns are going to implode. I mean, the Browns are the Browns.
If they run the table, that'll put them 11-5.
Yeah.
Is 11-5?
Oh, 11. It's one of the top 7 seeds. It makes it 6 seed.
Is that good enough for them to get in?
Yeah. If you got 11 wins.
I mean, you got to see right now. They've got some.
What other team's going to get you 11 wins and not get in?
Well, right now, Buffalo's going to be, but Miami's 7-4. So they could finish it up. Cleveland is 8-3.
TJ,
that's ridiculous. Indy is 7-4. These aren't the division leaders.
I know.
Even the Raiders are 6-5. Well, I didn't even say Buffalo. So Buffalo's leading that division. Miami's 7-4 at number 2. Cleveland is 8-3 at number 2 in the North. Indy is 7-4 at number 2 in the South. And then the Raiders are 6-5.
But here's the thing: they beat Cleveland. Who does Cleveland have left?
Cleveland has
Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
They have the Titans. They got the Ravens. They got the Giants, the Jets.
And guess what, buddy? That ship is going to be like the tiny ship was tossed and turned.
But so they're 8-3. All they got to do, if they win 3 games and they beat the Ravens head to head, they're in, and the Ravens are out.
Well, they would split with the Ravens.
Well, then it would go back to who's got the better AFC record.
Exactly. And I don't think I'm pretty sure I don't think that they have a better record than Cleveland. But the Cleveland's still going to play they still play Tennessee and Pittsburgh.
They do.
Again.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, dude. Come on.
Yeah, they do.
Because TJ, the way things are going, that last game against the Browns is going to mean something. I don't think we're going to get any rest unless we drop one of these games or a couple.
Yeah,
of
then
these
it
games,
won't matter.
Then it won't matter. But if we go down to the season and somehow that's the thing I don't know with KC. If we both have one loss, what's the tiebreaker? I don't know.
I mean, it would either be common opponents or, it would be divisional stuff. Who knows? I don't know how they break that down.
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. So it's like, even if we do both finish with one loss, do we get it? I don't know if we get it. I don't know if they get it. I have no idea.
Boy, it would suck if they do no. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to speculate. I think right now, I mean, it is possible. Right now, as far as the AFC playoff picture is concerned, they're on the outside looking in right now.
They are, but TJ, I mean, I'm just not. I'm not. Everybody's kind of thinking that they're not going to get 3 teams in from the AFC. I think we're going to get 3 teams in from our division. I don't think Miami's going to do what they're doing. They suck, TJ. Miami stinks.
Yeah,
Colts,
I don't think
Colts is the only one that are kind of like that one you just don't know because they're good and then they suck and then they're good and then they suck. That West, I don't think anybody. I don't think anybody in that West besides Kansas City is getting in.
No, you'd have to get Vegas would have to get hot, and I don't know if Vegas can do that. I can't figure them out either. They're an enigma to me. I don't understand them.
So I think TJ. I think if you get to 10 wins, you're going to be in the playoffs in the AFC.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could be right. Let me see it. They lost. I mean, these are their last losses. They lost to the Patriots.
Who did?
I mean, they're not a juggernaut.
Who? Vegas or who?
No, the Ravens. They lost to the Patriots. They lost to the Titans. Titans is solid. But I mean, these aren't, Lamar in these last 3 games is not, last 2 games he didn't play today. He's not been a juggernaut.
But you got to think of 2. I think Calais Campbell and their nose tackle were gone those games too. They get those 2 dudes. That defense is even a lot different, man. That defense is even.
So we'll see. I don't want to see him in the playoffs. I hope we don't.
I don't. I mean, my perfect scenario would be somehow they sneak in as the 6. No, they sneak in as the 7, and they play Kansas City in that first pump. I guess that's how the matchup would go, right? Because they got Kansas City would be 2, they would play 7. See them to kill each other, and then we would either get stuck with Cleveland.
That would be good.
Getting the Browns or getting the Colts in that first playoff game, I'd be like,
well, we'll get to see what they are. Here's another question: is Bud done for the year? Looks like it.
Yeah, he's done for the year, man. It sucks. I mean, what are you gonna do? I look at it this way. I mean, there's Bud didn't start getting Bud until they got TJ.
You're right.
So that tells me TJ has to be getting the attention as is.
He is.
Okay. Bud, to me, he's good. He should be even more of a monster if TJ is getting that type of attention. What I see from Highsmith, kind of has that, to me, a little bit of that Woodley feel.
He does. He even looks like him a little bit.
A little bit. So we'll see with that. And at the time I've seen 92 play, he's been okay.
He's solid.
I just think they have capable backups. I think they have guys that would probably be starters other places.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you have Bud there. So I wouldn't be stunned if people are going, well, holy crap, they had another dude that's good. I mean, coming up, either one of those 2. I wouldn't be shocked of it.
Do you think? Can you see them trying to pick up maybe Vic Beasley or something?
I thought that, but I think he's playing. I think the Raiders picked him up.
Oh, did they pick him up?
I did. Okay. Yeah. So I don't think there's anybody out there. And if they bring back Chicolo, I'm gonna blow my brains out.
No, I think Chicolo's. I think he is safe as a Bronco.
If something happens and 56 is back on that team, even if he's a different number. TJ, I'm burning everything that I have Steelers.
Chicolo's so bad.
I mean,
here's another question from the Yinzer mailbag. Says Edmonds, will he ever get off the list?
the only time Edmonds is going to be off the list is when he is not a Steeler anymore. And I'm hoping I got a year or two left of that bum. Watching him, does it just make me want to there was a couple times today. I mean, he would stomp a mud hole in my butt, but I would damn well try to go at
him. Yeah, he's just not very good.
Mm-hmm.
I think
you remember with Dad, like at least I'd pick a guy that maybe I'd have a minute shot with. Yeah. Remember when Dad was like, I don't know, 57 years old and he thought he could go beat up Greg Lloyd?
I do remember that. Yeah. Well, isn't like Lloyd like a 12th degree black belt or something like that?
I mean, Lloyd was like 250 pounds, chiseled rock, and he was like a quadruple black belt. I was like, go for it, Dad. I was like, can I record this somehow, some way to have this?
Yeah, Dad was a little delusional at times. I'm with you. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, next man up. That's the way that Tomlin goes.
Way it is. Put it this way, to me, I always thought losing Bush would have been way more worse than losing Dupree.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like Balboa continues to
he's doing okay. And you're seeing more of whatchamacallits in there, more 51s in there too. I saw him in there. Actually, he was at the top. I think he had 3 or 4 tackles today. He did really well. So hey, we're working him in. That's good. It says, how do you think the wide receivers played today? As a group?
Too many balls.
Yeah, I wasn't super impressed with them.
And Marky Mush sends me the text going, they're not. Ben needs to work with them more. I'm going, dude, it's week 12 of the season and you're a pro. Catch the ball.
You're right.
It's nothing to do with Ben working with them. There's a couple balls that are questionable catching. To me, I was always told if it hits your hands, you catch it.
Yes. That's it.
Every one of those things, they hit their hands, they catch it. Just catch the ball. Just catch it. You get paid to do that catch the ball.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand now. I mean, with the technology they have now with gloves, if that thing hits your pinky finger, it sticks there like it's a glue trap.
It doesn't make any sense to me, dude. I know.
It's crazy.
Don't tell me.
I don't think they
need to work with Ben. You need to work with Ben more. Get the heck out of Dodge. Just catch. You're in. If this was like week 2, it's the 12th week of the season.
It is.
Juju has us thinking a jugs machine on the roof of his apartment building. Go outside.
The more Juju plays, the more I like him. He just has a thing to him, man. He plays physically. I like that.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more like I still think this Juju's not going to be here, but I would do everything in my power to try to get him signed, just because he has that Heinz Ward type of feel to him. When it comes to the organization wise, he's a good dude. He's solid. He's, physical. He radiates what a Steeler should be. You got to try to do everything you possibly can to get him. But I just don't think they can. But
well, I mean, Bud will have something to say about that too. I mean, with Bud's injury, and if we have an adequate backup coming in, if Highsmith steps up and they draft another outside backer, Bud's done, and you can always restructure Ben. You never know. They'll be paying Ben till he's like 92.
There's going to be that 1 year where we have to pay Ben like $47 million a cap room. And like dudes like me and you are going to be playing, and we're going to be like, oh my God, we're going to watch these bums play again.
Now, do you remember when the Pirates had Bobby Bonilla?
Yeah.
So, the Mets picked him up. Do you know that the Mets are still paying him?
The Mets are idiots, dude.
Bobby Bonilla.
But do you imagine, TJ, can you think about what it's going to be like? Because there's some point, all this money they keep restructuring, man, they're going to owe him probably $70 million. And that's going to be our cap. It's going to be the one. That's the only person they're going to be able to pay the cap. There's going to be dudes like, what's the guy from the movie Piccolo? Not Piccolo, the guy from the Ron Papelli. Those are the dudes who are going to be on the field. I'm going to be like, dude, what are we watching? There's going to be 5'6" Italian dudes with a Pittsburgh accent. Just because we can't pay anybody. I mean, we're going to be paying dudes $100 a game because it's going to be $70 million of dead cap money.
That's our time to shine. Well, yeah, but every franchise did that same thing. I mean, gosh, at some point the Chiefs, I mean, what Mahomes is making is just ridiculous.
I mean, seriously, we're gonna have to watch dudes like.
That's gonna be bad.
I mean, can you imagine watching our Greek family and Italian family, the dudes out there playing ball for the Steelers?
That could be a Disney movie. That could be a great story, Tim.
TJ, it would be like watching. I mean, did you watch what's the movie, The Longest Yard? That's what it's gonna be like watching those dudes.
Hey,
I'm gonna be like, here we go.
If we have an undefeated season and another ring, is it worth it?
I may just cut my eyes out so I don't have to watch any football games the rest of my year.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Here's another question. How do you think the Steelers match up against Washington? We do have Washington this week.
I don't know. I mean, we doing a pregame tomorrow? I mean, this is
We have to.
ridiculous. This is
Hey, you know what?
ridiculous.
They're on a short week. We're on a short week. They don't whine. We don't whine. You know,
What do you mean
we do
Washington?
not live in our fears. We it's next man up.
Who's on a short week?
The Steelers.
I think you said they're on a short week.
The Steelers are on a short week. We're on a short week.
I'm getting gassed. I don't got much material left.
That's what I'm saying. You better load up on those Reese's Pieces or whatever you're eating yesterday and get rolling here.
They should beat Washington, but who the hell knows? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Are they going to play the game? Maybe. I don't know.
Washington's not very good.
Chase Young scares the hell out of me, TJ. I'm not even going to say it. All I'm going to say is Chase Young scares the hell out of me. And if something happens, what I sometime envision, he may turn into my most hated player of all time. I'm just going to leave it at that. TJ, he scares me, dude. He scares me.
Well, Tim, you do live in your fears sometimes.
I do, but you know what?
I think we'll be okay. Does Alex Smith
I hope
scare
we
you?
don't have He didn't scare me before Bud got hurt. I mean, because I knew him and TJ are going to be. I thought him and TJ would be kissing cheeks the whole game. But I don't know, dude. I mean,
I think Highsmith. I think he's going to be fine.
I think he's going to be all right, but I mean, he's not. Yeah, I hope so.
They need to add somebody to the rotation. But here's the reality: Highsmith was playing in that rotation quite a bit.
He was. So I know they had one dude, Elliott, on the practice squad. I'm assuming they'll bring up as the 4. So I don't know, man. Just bring back Harrison. He looks like he could play today.
Do you see that commercial where he tackles that guy like at his living room?
I saw a picture of him sign like a signing, like a helmet signing, like a autograph thing. Dude, he does look like he'd play. You don't think you could bring him back for just this run? Put him in a rotation. Tell him now to start eating the PEDs. Throw him in there. What is Clay Matthews up to?
Don't know.
Is he a free agent? Is he on the mark? I think he is.
He was with. Where was he at?
I think he is. I think he is sitting on a couch somewhere. I really do. Because he was with LA. He was with the Rams.
Yeah.
And they had to cut him. And because I remember him and Gurley were complaining about they didn't get paid.
I do remember that.
So I think he's on a couch somewhere.
Hey. I wonder how big he got. You think, did he do like one of those Thor from Endgame? Do you think he got heavy?
No, I don't think so, man. I mean, I don't know, man.
You should check it out. You should reach out to him. See if he, see what he's doing.
Dude, you put him and Spillane out there. Those are two folklores right there.
The Yinzers would lose their mind.
I mean, but wouldn't it be worth a shot?
I think it would be worth it. Give it a shot. Yeah.
I mean, he's a vet. He hasn't been out of the league. You know, this is, dude, man. Get that. If he has that long hair right now, I don't even need to see him try out. Just sign him.
Hey, we had to add another that long-haired guy for the Steelers didn't do too bad today.
TJ, every time I see him, I don't know why, like mentally, I don't know why it is. I just picture one of those like ginormous Crayola crayon boxes, the ones that has like 100,000 crayons in it. I don't know why. That's all I picture when I see him. I don't know why. It's one of the most bizarre things. It's the crayon.
That's so weird.
I don't know.
Oh,
It just pops in my mind. I go, I mean, it's not the little box, it's the big box, the big, like 100 box. I bet here's a crayon guy.
Oh, geez. That's all we have for the Yinzer mailbag again. If you get any questions, any comments, any paid endorsements, which would be really nice, you can email us at yinzerbros@gmail.com. If you're lucky enough, you'll get your question answered on this national podcast. National.
I will say that I felt absolutely terrible today. My daughter, I mean, this is a weird time. She usually takes her nap. She was just up when the second half started, I think. Yeah. There was a play, and I just went, "You gotta be kidding me." She looked at me, and I had like a mean look on my face. She looked at me dead in the eyes and just started crying. I felt like the biggest jerk in the world. Then I looked at her dead in the eyes. I said, "Suck it up. You're a Harris."
Hey, that does bring up something, Tim. I mean, you did break protocol today.
You need to bring that up with Mrs. Harris.
You did break protocol, Tim. I mean, so just for the listeners, since the Steelers have been winning, Tim and little Peanut Olivia, they've been eating the same breakfast, the blueberry pancakes. Today they did not have blueberry pancakes.
Attribute that to anything in particular? Sucking.
So we got to get that straight now. Monday's coming. We play again a JV game at 5:00.
Again.
Monday at 5.
I mean, I even took like a half.
Tim, we're 11-0, and we're playing 3:00 and 5:00 football games on Mondays and Wednesdays.
I took a half a day, and it was like, I got to get like the normal stuff prepared for my house. I got to light the candle. I got to get the air freshener. I got to get the light lit. And I even took a half a day, and something just didn't feel right. I'm scrambling to get all this stuff done. I'm going, I can't believe we're playing a game. I got FedEx dropping packages off at my house. I'm going, what is going on?
It's crazy.
I will say this, which will be good for Monday, because I know Sunday is the day of the pellet pancakes. So we usually make extra, so she has them on Monday.
Good.
So we will have extra. She will have pancakes on Monday.
Good.
She will have the blueberry pancakes on Monday.
We have to cover all of our bases. So Tim, you called the score closer than I did. You said 21-20, right?
Yeah, I was joking around, and
well, I would rather you not joke like that anymore.
I mean, I don't know what the mush just struck again. He did it. He did it again. Like the past 2 games, I didn't hear anything from the mush.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Dead silence. Quiet. TJ, they score their touchdown. TJ, I'm not. And again, people think I'm making this up. I can show timestamps to this. He texted me how'd he go, or how'd he D, or something like that. How'd he do? Not 3 minutes after that, Ray McLeod fumbled that punt. I couldn't believe it. I go, what is going?
You need to talk to him. You got to come up with some game.
It doesn't matter. It's a game now. It's a cat and mouse game now. I just go, and he didn't text me, because I said, hey, bud, just stop it. Just stop it. I was getting really mad. I was like, dude, just stop it. He's like, fine. He's like, you hurt my feelings. You won't hear me. I was like, I better not hear from you until I see that stupid ass tree get lit at 8:00 tonight on NBC. So of course, I get it. I think right after the Steelers scored that touchdown, it's around there, I get a text, and next thing I know, it's McSorley, and it felt like I was holding on for dear life. Shirt was off.
Your daughter's gonna need therapy after this.
It was during dinner time, so she was in the other room, but shirt was off, and I'm not lying. That run, I actually was. I think my nose was touching my 70-inch TV. That's how close I was to it.
Oh, geez. Well, at least we get the victory, which is good. Tim, you got anything else you'd like to add? Any other perspectives that we didn't get to today?
Nope.
No,
we sucked. We sucked.
do.
We sucked.
did.
I don't want to play the Tomlin clip. I don't want to play the Tomlin clip again because I'm afraid that YouTube may kick us off because I've been playing it so many times.
That's true. Well, you know what? But I think you're right. I think we got away with the victory tonight. We did beat, a hated rival, and it's a divisional win, and we're 11-0.
I mean, I wish if I had any type of good knees, I would tell them down at UPMC, just take my ACL and give it to Bud.
That's right. Give it to Bud. Oh, all the Yinzers in town would be there ready to donate their ACLs.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'd give him a mine, but
what good is that?
Even if there's some miracle thing that they can kind of put in, he could play tomorrow. He's gonna end up tearing it again tomorrow because mine's.
I gotta tell you, when I saw RG3 pull his hammy, I was like, he's basically like us out there. How many times do we reach back and grab that hammy just doing normal stuff?
that exact thing happened when I was running the treadmill like a month ago. That exact sequence, like the grab, like I looked identical to that.
Hey, I was with you when you pulled a hammy when we were on the golf course and you were reaching down to get the ball just off the putting green and you pulled a hammy.
Oh, good God. It's only going to get worse.
It will. Well, again, we are the Yinzer Brothers. Don't forget, if you like what you hear, please pass along the podcast with your friends and your family. Again, you can watch the podcast on YouTube. You can download it on Apple or Spotify or any place that have great podcasts. Again, look for the Steelers Washington pregame, probably dropping tomorrow, I'm guessing. We'll probably record tomorrow, so probably drop on Friday. I don't know. So get ready for that. Again, we're the Yinzer Bros. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Stay classy, Pittsburgh. Tim, would you like to give him one more shot?
We number one out here.
Stay classy.